Hey guys, going to do a little bit longer video, slower, about the Social Security Administration that is flat broke in 2030, according to their numbers, according to our government's numbers. Check it out and confirm that. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. And, you know, this is a conversation we need to keep having. That's only basically 5 years away, guys, as of this recording. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to save themselves. Who are they? They are the powers that should not be, those who are pulling the strings, right? Pulling the strings of these selected politicians. Some may get voted in, some may get selected. But we've seen some funny stuff in the elections, haven't we? Look into Guatemala's. I'm gonna spitball about a lot of topics here. Look into Guatemala's recent election. They did it on the blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain. And their election is the most honest and fair because it can be tracked and traced. It's like voting on paper, which we went away from. And now, when it comes to voting, it's, in my opinion, who's the best hacker? They can hack the machines. The voting machines, the electronic digital voting machines. Who's the best software engineer tech that can hack those things? Put a comment below if you know anything about this stuff. We're on a journey, guys, to find the truth, right? And in the process, we need to be our own economists. We need to at least make it a part-time job to be our own economists. And right now, guys, right now, just like the baby boomers were able to park their money in real estate and buy a $100,000 house in the past, and now that house is worth $1 million or $2 million, depending on where they bought. That was a wave that worked for the baby boomers. They could park their money in real estate and the stock market. Now, moving forward, the trend is changing. As you know, you may or may not know, BlackRock recently created a Bitcoin ETF. What does that say? That says that Bitcoin is here to stay. That says that Bitcoin will only go up from here. Just like real estate went up from 1971 from a $5,000 house to a $400,000, $500,000 house. I remember doing some research, and I think it was 1965, you could buy an average American house for around $6,500, something like that. You get my point, no matter what. I know this, in 1913, my house in Clintonville was a $2,500, 1913, a $2,500 kit home from the Sears catalog. $2,500 home from the Sears catalog. It's currently valued at close to $500,000. Now, I sold it just recently because I don't want to be anywhere near the city. I don't know if you've noticed, all around the cities are these huge concrete walls. Why is that? For sound barrier? Really? 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 I mean, how much does the government care about neighborhoods who happen to have a house near? I mean, come on. Anyway, I would not want to be trapped inside a city of 1 million people where the exits are far and few between. Choices, guys. It's about choices, right? I mean, I could be totally wrong. Maybe it's all those millions and millions and millions of dollars were to protect the sound, which, by the way, when you live next to a train, you get used to it. It's louder than the freeway cars. I lived in Bellevue, Ohio as a child for a while, and it's a train hub, or it was a train hub 40 years ago. 40 some years ago. And you get used to the trains. You actually hear them, and it's comforting. So anyway, so there's some food for thought on why are, I'm sure, I haven't investigated this, but feel free to do so if you like to do that kind of thing and you don't want to go down this rabbit hole. How many cities in America, like Columbus, Ohio, have concrete borders all the way around them? Is that because when there's a disruption? You remember what happened in March of 2020? I went to Walmart. I was the only guy there without a mask. Couldn't believe it, in a small town like Mount Vernon, Ohio. I walk through the door and the person standing there, sir, you need a mask. I just kept walking. Manager comes up to me. Manager comes up to me and he says, sir, can I get you a mask? He was polite, he was nice. I appreciate that. And I said, you know, I'm trying to muster love in my heart. I'm trying to live out the Bible. And I don't want to lie. So I said, no, my lungs. My lungs. That's what I said. I said, no, my lungs. And he could infer whatever he wanted out of that. I said, no, my lungs. Politely and kindly. And he goes, oh, okay, sir, okay. And he left me alone. So that's all we all had to do. But we didn't know. That came supernaturally, in my opinion, at that moment. Because at first I'm disappointed. I moved to the country in the middle of nowhere. I have to drive 30 minutes to get to a Walmart, maybe 25 minutes. So I go into the big town. I want to see all the big tough country boys. I want to shake hands, high five, and everybody's 6 feet apart and wearing masks and muzzled. We are made in the image of God. Part of why we were muzzled, why they wanted to muzzle us, is because the enemy hates us. Because we are made, you're beautiful. You are beautiful. You're made in the image of God. So there's that. Anyway, so if it happens again, share this video, like, subscribe, hit the bell. If it happens again, another March of 2020 event, right? I'm not a political person, guys. I like truth and justice, love. And I'm not seeing a lot of that in politics these days. I'm still going to vote. I'm still going to vote. I'm going to vote on paper, and I'm going to mail it in. And I hope it counts. I'm going to pray it counts. But anyway, so if that event happens again, just remember this. Save this video. Remember, sir, do you need a mask? Ma'am, do you need a mask? I'd like to muzzle your little children. Right? The enemy says, you gotta muzzle your little children. You're made in the image of God. You are. Guys, you're beautiful. Do not put a mask on. Unless you have a compromised immune system, guys. Anyway, so remember that. No, I don't need a mask. My lungs. It took everything I had to say that peacefully and with love. I had to pray. Because, man, I was mad. I was mad. I was disappointed in humanity, right? Like, where's all these tough guys in their diesel trucks? They're all masked up. I see them. They got their I'm not even going to talk about it, because I just hope all these tough guys and gals with their tattoos and their hunting gear and their graffiti, I just hope the next time they stand for humans and human rights and seek truth. All right, back to the main subject, guys. Well, that was a rabbit hole, a rabbit trail. Social Security is going to be broke in 2020. The solution, of course, if you've watched any of my videos, is a hard money asset. You can do gold, Bitcoin has outperformed gold over the last 15 years. Look at the charts. It's ridiculous how much Bitcoin has outperformed gold, and it will continue to do so. It will continue to do so, and here's why. Gold has a tendency to centralize, to be centrally controlled, right? There's a paper market for gold. There's a paper market for gold, and that paper market can be, just like paper dollars, can be created to infinity. And so they can always push the price down and arrange for the price of gold to be similar to the dollar, right? To keep the dollar similarly priced against each other. Bitcoin is a transparent ledger. There are ways to do it privately. Look into that. Hit me up on message and I can guide you into some of those ways, but not on this platform. I'm not sure, you know, where all this video is going to go, but most of the popular platforms are controlled by the powers that should not be. I call them now the powers of darkness that should not be. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities, etc. Spirits, the powers of darkness. So, Bitcoin is the solution for your Social Security issue. Watch Michael Saylor, an MIT former rocket scientist, company owner, business guy, truth guy, just trying to help keep doing what he said he would do to his shareholders. Keep his fiscal responsibility to them. Michael Saylor, James Lavish, look into these guys. These guys are Jeff Booth. Watch the stuff that they're talking about when it comes to Bitcoin and saving your labor, your wealth, your net worth, so that in 2030 you're not dependent on a system that is broke. Everything that we have would end up being diluted. You like real peanut butter, or do you want to eat PUFA peanut butter with more oils in it? More PUFA oils, which if you look into that, it's proven to be terrible, absolutely catastrophic for your health, causing all kinds of issues. I grew up on the PUFA oil peanut butter. I grew up in a trailer. Okay? Corn syrup. There'll be more corn syrup in your food in 2030 if you count on the system. Partially hydrogenated oils. There'll be more. More of the bad and less of the good. The one thing Monsanto's is good at, I'll show you. I'm not, should I show you? I might as well. The one thing Monsanto's is good at. These are the guys who are responsible for growing the mass-produced corn. I'm going to show you what they're good at. You ready? They're good at killing stuff. Now remember, these are the guys who are the food guys. You see my driveway? I'm looking, let me see the sun here. See the green part of my driveway? You see the brown part, right? I just sprayed Monsanto's, otherwise known as weed killer. They make this stuff. This used to be quite green. See where it got sprayed? The brown? See the green? They are really, really good at killing stuff. So, wrapping it up. Watch my shorts if you don't like long videos. And in the future, I'll try to do more shorts that talk about what a long video is going to be about. Like and subscribe. We want to keep on these topics for our futures. We need to be our own economist, at least part-time. You know, at least 5 to 10 hours of your week, in my humble opinion, needs to be researching financial things, how the system works. Look at my 60-second shorts on how the system works. Look into those shorts and the titles. There's several of them on how the system works. Inflation is theft. Guys, inflation is theft. You didn't vote for inflation. You did not vote for it, right? Think about it. What happens with inflation? And then I'll cut this video off, because unless some other rabbit trail pops into my brain. I'm just being transparent and sharing from my heart with no script. But the main point is I realize all the guys in my age group, all the gals in my age group, you're not going to have the Social Security that our parents had, that our parents have. My parents are in their 70s. It has worked out for them to some degree, right? It has worked out to them to some degree. But they're not traveling. They're not, you know, they're living an okay life, right? They're not traveling. They're not, you know, like, if you even have an inkling of wanting to have a joyful time after 2030, anyway, 2030, Social Security is broke. And isn't it interesting that the WEF, look into the WEF if you haven't already, and Dr. Evil, Klaus Schwab, has a plan. They have a plan to reset the system. Isn't it interesting? The largest, or one of the largest populations in history, the baby boomers, the Social Security is going to be broke then, and so they have a plan, right? They have a plan for us. We need to be our own planners, guys. The system has let us down. Still working a little bit for some people for a little while longer, but then it's not. Like and subscribe and share, guys. Take care. I love you. You're beautiful. Don't let anybody muzzle you.